This podcast is dedicated to people who are ready to take ownership of what it means to be born with high sensory intelligence and how to bring it into service for business, career, and organizations globally. Hello and welcome to the High Sensory Intelligence podcast with me, Willow McIntosh. And this week, I am very excited to be speaking with you about the potential that you have to become a high sensory coach. And what do I mean by that? As you know, I'm very passionate about the genetic personality trait known as the highly sensitive person, also known as sensory processing sensitivity, and of course, also referred to as high sensory intelligence. So what is it about this trait that gives us the opportunity to become such effective coaches in our own area of expertise? Well, as you know, the trait allows us to process sensory information that much more deeply. So the things that we are seeing, the things that we are feeling, the things that we are sensing, the things that we are sensing in others, all of that information is coming into our cognitive processing at a deeper level. So if we were to just think about the trait and our day-to-day lives from that perspective, then it may present us with various different challenges. We need more downtime. It's not ideal. This whole process that I am in, this whole podcast, all of the work that I'm doing is all about reframing this ability into the recognition that this gives us an intelligence. So it's basically giving us a greater sensory experience that we can use. Now, what is really, really interesting is when it comes to the facilitation of other people who are in front of us. So if we consider the area of coaching, facilitation, healing, consultancy, this is where it starts to get really interesting. So the extrasensory information that you are picking up is giving you insights into the person that you are facilitating, which enables you to create a much deeper transformation and healing, which can then be utilized to create development and healing in that person in front of you. So as a result of the trait, you are going to have high levels of empathy, intuition, creativity, and visionary abilities. It also means that when you're sitting in front of someone, you are going to be getting much more information from them in terms of the area that you are looking to create transformation in that person in. So let me give you an example. So let's say that you specialize in the area of, well, let's think of some various different examples. So you could be looking to create transformation in another person in the area of health. It could be in the area of helping them to focus on their purpose. It could be their career. It could be relationships. You as a high sensory person are going to have an area of fascination. In other words, an area of life and human development that interests you deeply. It's the why that makes you want to cry, as I call it. So this area of interest is essentially the area that can give you an insight into your own area of speciality. It reveals a natural methodology within you. This is just the case for us as high sensory people. We tend to be very, very good as advisors, as coaches, as facilitators, but it's always linked to an area of fascination for us. So if you were to consider the area of helping someone to align with their purpose in life, then that is going to be an area of interest that you're naturally interested in. It's going to be linked to a conversation that you always want to have with people, and it's linked to a conversation that you are often having with yourself. So the advantage, the opportunity that you have here is to tune into this ability, to tune into this area of interest that you have, and to understand that this is your personal area of expertise as a coach. So becoming a high sensory coach is not about you learning another area of expertise. It's not about you training in another area of coaching. It's understanding that you have a natural ability to coach others in the area that interests you most in life. And that is as a result of your own life path. So through life, you will have been challenged in a particular area. And that is the area that you are going to be exceptionally good at creating transformation in others. So what this makes possible is linking these parts up together. So it's an opportunity to recognize that the ability you have to process sensory information more deeply, linked with an area of fascination that you naturally have and that you will have naturally had since you were a child, and also linked with the fact that your own life path has been training you in a particular area of life, and it's also been challenging you in a particular area of life. So this means that we are able to bring all of these different elements together into a profound ownership of a natural ability and a natural gift that we have to create transformation in others, to be able to work with ideal clients in a particular area that you know is possible in terms of creating a particular outcome for the person that you are born to serve. So our ideal clients are always a version of ourselves. Essentially, they are people who are walking a similar path to us, but we are a step ahead of them. So when you are sitting in front of someone who you feel naturally engaged with and you feel naturally enthused to want to support and help to transform, what's going to happen is your sensory awareness is going to focus in order to do the best that you can to create transformation for that person in front of you. So how does that work as a high sensory person? Well, remember that you have natural levels of empathy. So that means that you're going to be able to feel the feelings of the person in front of you. You're going to be able to sense the things they're not saying. You're going to be able to sense an energetic truth within them that is aligned with what is most important to them. And that can be utilized in any area that you are particularly interested in and they particularly need transformation in, which could be purpose, it could be health, it could be relationships. So as a high sensory person, essentially what this allows you to do is utilize this ability to process sensory information that much more deeply with the intention of using that to create healing and development and transformation in the person in front of you. This sets you apart from other coaches, healers and consultants in your area of expertise. It means that you are able to advertise yourself as being able to level up awareness and create change for people in areas that other coaches are not going to be able to do, or perhaps they will, but it's going to take them that much more time in order to be able to get the level of transformation and healing that you could in a much shorter period of time. I think you know what I mean. This is what's possible. This is the opportunity that you have as a high sensory person. It's about an identity shift from just perceiving yourself as someone that has needs in life because you're processing information much more deeply, to understanding that that ability is giving you an intelligence. It's aligned with an ability that you have. It's aligned with an area of fascination that you have. It's aligned with your own life path. It means that you have everything that you need to be able to present yourself as someone who can create this type of healing in your ideal client. This is the opportunity that's there for you.
Join me on the next masterclass where I'll show you how to reveal your own high sensory intelligence, bringing you into alignment with your true purpose, career, business and personal success. To register your place today, visit highsensoryintelligence.com.